Are you someone who has outgrown living in a condo or feels like being trapped in a shoebox? Or if you're someone who's tired of long elevator lineups and you're also done with false fire alarms? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you, because in this video, I will be talking about condo townhouses and townhouses in the city of Toronto, and I will show you what all options are available for you. And in the second segment of this video, I will be deep diving into statistics in specific to townhouses in the city of Toronto. So do stick around till the end. And if you get any value out of this content, then please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel to grow, and also smash that like button. And if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So here's the map of the city, and you can see CO1 and CO8 area, which basically means central Toronto. I'm trying to show you condo townhouses which are reasonably sized and under $1 million. So to be honest, in CO1 and CO8, we are not able to find many condo townhouses or townhouses under $1 million. And just in case if we do, they are not of the best size. But in WO1, which is on the west, which includes the areas such as High Park, Roncesvalles, Parkdale area, in this specific pocket, you are able to find a decent townhouse or a reasonable sized townhouse under $1 million. So I'm going to target this area. And on the east, we will be going towards EO1 area, and I'll be showing you a couple of examples of condo townhouses under $1 million in this specific pocket. So let's get right into it. So let me show you the first listing. So the first listing we're looking at is 18 Laidlaw Street. This is located in South Parkdale, basically King and Dufferin. That's the intersection. I'll quickly show you on the map the exact location. So you can see on the map, it is kind of located on the west part of the city and just north of Liberty Village. And if I quickly zoom in over here, you can see Lamport Stadium, which this is the Lamport Stadium, which is about like 2 minutes walk from this building. Good sense of community. This little pocket has a it's a good neighborhood and good community. Canadian Tire is just around the corner. And in terms of transit accessibility, it's kind of not the best, but it's not too bad because you do have access to a streetcar on King Street. So if you were to go to the core of the city or to the financial district, it'll take you about like 20 to 25 minutes commute via streetcar. And you do also have access to Exhibition Go, which is about 10 to 15 minutes walk from this townhouse. So that is also not too bad. Now let's go back to the listing. So this condo townhouse was sold for $900,000 in July of this year. This size of this condo townhouse is 1,000 square feet, give and take. And since it is a condo townhouse, so it has maintenance fee, which is $457, comes with a storage locker and as well as a parking spot, so which is not too bad. Now we'll quickly show you a couple of pictures. So here we are. So this is how the condo townhouse looks like from outside. This is the kitchen and a decent living area, not the biggest and not the smallest as well. And this is the primary bedroom, second bedroom, and they've got a small little terrace, so which is nice and sweet. Now let's go ahead to the next listing. Next, we're headed to east end of the city. This is at 275 Broadview Avenue, located in South Riverdale area. Let's check out the maps. So if you see the location, this is exactly located over here at Dundas and Broadview. That's the intersection. Decent location. You've got good school districts. You have access to Riverdale Park East, which is pretty cool. And even you have access to Woodbine Beach from here, which is about like 15 minutes drive from this condo townhouse. And overall decent community. And in terms of accessibility, you have access to streetcar if you were to go to the core of the city. Going back to the listing, this condo townhouse was listed for $1,059,000 and was sold for $985,000 in the month of April this year. Again, the square footage is about like 1,000 square feet, and again it is a condo townhouse, so the maintenance fee looking at is $390 a month. Comes with one parking spot and doesn't have a storage locker. And now let's check out the pictures of the condo townhouse. So this is the living area and this is kitchen. Pretty nice kitchen in my opinion. This is the primary bedroom. Study here. And that's a small parking spot. And it comes with a little backyard, which is pretty sweet. So that's pretty much for condo townhouses. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you freehold townhouses. So let's go and check them out. So freehold townhouses are where you don't have monthly maintenance fees and you actually own that piece of land. And in the city of Toronto, there are not many townhouses, freehold townhouses under $1 million, which are pretty decent. So in this case, I've taken townhouses and I've tried to keep the price point less than the 1.2 million. So let's get right into it. So this townhouse, 85 Seaforth Avenue, is located on the west side. Again, it's located at Queens and Lansdowne. That's the intersection we're looking at. And this was sold for 1.1 million. It's a 3 bed plus 10 and a 3 washroom. And this one sold in July of this year. Doesn't have a parking spot, so that's something to keep an eye out on. And let me quickly show you the location and we'll see the pictures from there. So here you can see the location. It is located on the west side of the city, Queens and Lansdowne. That's the intersection. And in terms of accessibility to the core of the city, it's going to be again about like 15 to 20 minutes commute via streetcar. And otherwise you don't have access to TTC subway. That's something I just wanted to point that out. So let's go back and check out a couple of pictures. So here we are. So this is the townhouse. This is how the townhouse looks like from outside. And that's the living area. It's kitchen. That's one of the bedrooms here. This seems like a primary bedroom. Yep. And not the biggest size bedrooms, but yeah. And I don't know what is this. Probably they're calling this a 10, but this is not a 10 in my opinion. But anyhow. And they've got a decent backyard over here, which is nice. So this townhouse also has a basement and has a separate walkout entrance. So that is something nice. You can rent it out to someone else if needed. And it's got a proper living area over here in the basement. And this is a bedroom. And you've got a kitchen over here on the right. So now let's go ahead and check out the other house in the East End. So the another freehold townhouse I'm going to show you is in South Riverdale area. The property we can talk about is 107 Rushbrook Avenue. This was sold for 1.2 million. And first I'll show you the location and then I'll come back to the listing. So here we go. So this is located right over here. You can see it's located in the East End. Again, decent neighborhood, good school districts. Great, you have access to great restaurants and parks. In case you were to go to the Union Station, it's going to take you about like 30 minutes commute via streetcar. You can see over here on the map, you can take a streetcar from this location to go towards the core or to the Union Station. And coming back to the listing, so this is a 3 bed, 3 bathroom and doesn't have a parking spot. Again, I just want to point that out. And let me show you a couple of pictures of this listing. So here we are. That's the living and kitchen area. And decent kitchen in my opinion again. And this is the primary bedroom, pretty spacious, seems like it. Decent bathroom again. This is the second bedroom. Second bath. And this is the another bedroom. And they've got a rooftop deck. So they don't have a backyard, but they do have a small terrace or a rooftop deck. So that's pretty much for freehold townhouses. Now let's go ahead and check out what's happening in terms of the numbers for townhouses in the city of Toronto. So here are the stats for townhouses in 416 area. 416 area is basically Toronto proper. So this whole area we're going to talk about. Coming back to stats. So these are the stats for June 2023 to June 2024. During this 1 year, you can see there have been a bit of fluctuations. In the month of June 2023 and July 2023, we can see a downward pressure onto the average prices. And one of the main reason was because during these months last year, Bank of Canada increased the interest rate by 25 basis points. And after that, we can see a slight upward pressure. But fast forward to this year, that is 2024, since the beginning of this year, up till now, we have seen an upward pressure onto the prices. And if we do an analysis month over month, that is from May 2024 to June 2024, prices have come down slightly. So technically, the prices should have gone up because the Bank of Canada decreased the interest rate in the month of June 2024. So since the beginning of this year up till now, we can see an upward pressure onto the prices. In fact, the prices have gone up quite significantly. If you see in the month of January 2024, we were looking at 1 million price point for a townhouse. And now the average price point we are setting on is 1.3 million. So it's a $300,000 difference. But if you do a month-over-month comparison, that is from May of 2024 to June of 2024, prices have slightly come down. And although the Bank of Canada has decreased the rate of interest in the June of 2024, so therefore the prices should have gone up. But although the opposite of that has happened, and the prime reason for that is because a lot of buyer sellers came to the market and they started listing their property. So if you see from the month of April, May, and June, we have seen a drastic increase in the listing. So that's what has put the downward pressure onto the prices, or that the prices have remained where they are. Okay. And one more thing I want to point out is month of inventory. Month of inventory is the best metric to understand what type of market we are in. So if the month of inventory is between 1 to 3 months, we are in a seller's market. And if the month of inventory is between 3 to 6 months, balanced market. And if the month of inventory is beyond 6 months, then we're in a buyer's market. So if you see in the month of October, November last year, we were kind of in a balanced market. And now after several months since last October being in a seller's market, we have finally come to a balanced market in the month of June 2024. So down the line, what's going to happen? I think the prices are going to hover along this price point. We will not see a drastic upward or downward pressure, but we'll have to see how things pan out. And again, it also depends how Bank of Canada handles the rate of interest increase or decrease, right? And one more thing I want to point out is that in the city of Toronto, they're not building many townhouses, and I'll quickly show you a stat by CMHC. So here's the data presented by CMHC for the new starts or new construction properties in Greater Toronto area. So we're going to focus on Toronto area first, and this data is for the year of 2022, and we're going to focus on row houses because that's what townhouses are. So in Toronto Central in the year of 2022, there were 15 row houses or townhouses which were started to build. In Toronto East, there were 0, and in Toronto North, that is 15, and in Toronto West there are 10 townhouses which were started to build. So in the year of 2022 there were just 40 townhouses which were started to build, and in the area of Etobicoke you can see there are 0 townhouses which are started to build. So that is a pretty low amount of inventory which will come into the market for townhouses in the city of Toronto. Now let's check out what's happened in the year of 2023. So in the year of 2023 we can see in Toronto Central there are 0 amount of row houses or townhouses. For the same for the Toronto East, and for Toronto North there was 7, and for Toronto West there were 3, and in Tobago again 0. So they're not building many townhouses in the city. So that is why I think the prices are going to hold where they are, or they might go, they will be in upward pressure down the line. But that's a long-term approach. In the short term, yes, there will be fluctuations here and there, but on the long run for townhouses, they'll do pretty well until unless they increase the supply drastically, which I think which will not happen. I hope that happens because all of us need some supply of housing, especially for townhouses, because townhouses, I believe, are a good and kind of an affordable pivot from a condo. So that's pretty much for today. I hope I was able to give you some value, and if I did, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.